Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart?
Open your heart right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldies Station. We're so glad to be connecting with all of you all across the nation at 866-972-7247. If I could put time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do. What moments would you want to save in a bottle? What would you like to encapsulate and never let go? What's the best way for you to really cherish the moments that are yours? This is a time for all of us to take stock in what has meant something to us. So many things, even in the planets, are asking us to review, understand where we've come from, who we are, and what makes us the human beings that we are. Now, when you look at your precious memories, how do you keep them close to you? You know, I was blessed today to talk to someone who was suffering from a loss of her father. And it was just a very recent thing. And as the recent happening was maybe about a week ago, she was calling for her session, but she and I scheduled it before her dad had passed. And I remember when I first connected with her, her dad passed maybe about a week ago, and I really was like, well, talking to her about what was going on, and I just saw this catastrophic experience, something that just really threw her for a loop. And so Spirit began talking to me, and I'm explaining to her what I see, and we're getting to the fact that her dad has passed. And I'm looking for the guides and the angels, and they are starting to give me information. You know, this is all in the first maybe 50 seconds of the call. And, you know, if someone who has memories of their dad, then of course we want to hold on to those things, right? And all of a sudden, as I'm there in the energy, I look up, and I've got this woman running down this tunnel of light. And this tunnel of light is so bright. And that's where I get my information from. And as I am tuning into that tunnel of light, this woman comes and she's standing above her mom. So I'm like, oh, your grandmother's here. And I start to talk to her about that. And then we were talking about some of the people that I see there. And I said that your grandma wants you to know she thinks you're very brave. And that you're a person of heart. And so I thought that the grandmother had given me the message. And then the grandmother kind of pushes her energy forward again, because I was going to go off and start talking about something else. And grandmother says to me, Braveheart. Just say Braveheart. Tell her Braveheart. And I said to her, she's giving me the strangest thing, but she's referring to the movie Braveheart. Like she's showing me the movie. And she's like, oh my God, that was my dad's favorite movie. And that movie meant so much to him. And I said, I guess it's time for you to watch Braveheart. And it's the evidence that they give us, those moments, right? So she knows that's her dad's favorite moment in time, watching that movie of Braveheart. And she understands what that means to her. It's not up to me to interpret it, but I'm always great and happy when they give us this feedback, right? They tell us, hey, you know, wow, that's connected to my dad. Yes, that's his favorite movie. Because I'm just the messenger. I'm just the interpreter. I don't always know where everything fits because it's happening so fast and it's in the energy and it's flying by me. And I either have to see it, grab it, and describe it, or hear it, think it, say it, right? So it's so fast for me. But you know that that's a precious moment. So that's something that we would put time in a bottle for, right? She would save that memory of that being her dad's favorite movie. And if she ever wants to be close to him, she just watches Braveheart. Of course, there's other ways she can be close to her dad. We of course know that, and she knows that as well. But can you imagine, a grandmother just kind of interrupting my conversation with the guides and the angels and just pushing her way through to just give me that message so that she would know and have the evidence that she's not alone. And, I felt so grateful for that. So what are the memories that you want to encapsulate? What do you want to hold on to so that you can remain close to people in your life? What would you love to do? What memory? When I look back, we all have memories, right? And I look back and, I look back at making certain meals with my grandmother, being in the kitchen and watching her roll out the dough. And she used to make these dough knots that she used to roll out and cut them into strips. And she'd tie the dough in a knot and she would deep fry them and put powdered sugar on them. And normally we would do that together on New Year's Eve. It would be something when she watched me while my parents went out. That's a memory. That's something that stays with you. And these memories, we can have them in our heart always, even if people have left. And then there are the memories of our own accomplishments. You should always have something that defines your personal accomplishments, your book of experiences. It's so important for you to have that so that you know that you're never alone and that you've shared moments with people and that you've accomplished things in your life. I mean, sometimes we have our graduation picture from kindergarten. Maybe we have our first little picture we ever drew. I still have something that my little brother made when he was about 4 years old. I still have that. It's time in a bottle. It's a memory. It's something that represents time shared, precious moments. It's an important thing to do for yourself. So ask yourself, what would I like to put in that bottle? And begin to gather those thoughts, those feelings, those memories, and put them to the side and keep them safe. Because so much happens in the day-to-day life that we don't always have time to reflect and enjoy those memories. But if we have them somewhere where we can sit with them and be with them, it's difficult now in some ways because we used to have some tangible physical things like a picture book, an album. Usually they'd pull out the family album and there'd be pictures of everybody from all the ages, right? That's like a time capsule. Now we have them digitally and they're available to us, but if you don't take the time, I don't know about you, but yeah, I've got about 10,000 pictures on my phone. So if you don't take the time to take it off your phone and put it into a catalog of sorts, a digital photo book, then you just have a bunch of pictures and then you find yourself searching. I mean, what I do love about the phones is they sometimes give you snapshots in time of where you were last year at this time and what were you doing. I was reminded of last year at this time I was in Vegas and I had hit the jackpot on the Wheel of Fortune machine. So that's a moment that's right there in time. And my phone reminded me of that. But we need these reminders because we lose ourselves in some of the worries that are around us. We lose ourselves in the responsibilities. Life just seems so serious, doesn't it? It's a time for us all to find the playfulness again. It's a time for us to hold those memories close to our heart. And then there are the memories of experiences with people that you look back and perhaps you say, I wish I asked more questions, or I wish I spent more time with them before they passed. Or I wish when I was in this relationship I had said more or expressed myself, and now the relationship's over and I really didn't get to speak my truth. Or I wish I spoke up more and expressed myself at my job so that I would have been perhaps recognized and gotten the accolades and the raise and the promotions that I deserved. You know, we have those moments in our mind as well, and I call them our critical moments. Last night, I taught a class, and the class was on forgiveness. It's a hard thing to do, forgiving people. But forgiveness also asks of us to let go of the thoughts of hurt and pain and forgive the person and don't hold on to the memory. That's a memory in time you don't want to put in a bottle. It doesn't mean you necessarily forget or you give another person the opportunity to hurt you again. It's about recognizing that it's not a good fit for you, that their actions cause hurt. Perhaps you're part of that story and you owe them an apology, but you need to move on. You need to let it go. Easier said than done, right? But it's necessary for you. You know, a lot of times people think forgiveness is for the other person, but no, it is for you. We talked about that last night in class, that forgiveness is what sets you free, what sets you apart from the experience and allows you to move forward. Forgiveness is the key for everything for you. Because when you hold on to the bitterness, the resentment, well, it weighs you down. It blocks your creativity. It separates you from the divine. So you have to learn to, as they say, let it go. The memories of life are a gathering of threads that form the tapestry of your story. That form the shapes, the colors, the frequencies, the vibrations, the people, the experiences. It's all there for you. It's all there, and it's really for you to transform and use for your self-expression so that you can have everything that you want. We're going to look forward to talking to you tonight at 866-972-7247. And we're also going to chat with our friends on Facebook and YouTube all across the nation. So go ahead and put your questions and your comments in Facebook and YouTube. And let's explore the journey of who you are and what we want to treasure inside of ourselves and how we can interact with the memories and how we can use them for our best and highest good, how they can be the catalyst of change. And they can be the comfort when you need it. They can give you the opportunity to really express yourself and delve into the truest emotions that you have ever had. Those precious memories. They could be as simple as swinging on a swing when you were just a little one. It could be your final day of high school, throwing your cap in the air and thinking, wow, I'm an adult now. I'm free. It could be the birth of your first child that is a strong memory for you. It could be your first job or opening up your first business. It could be your wedding day. There's so many memories that are there for all of us. We're going to talk about them when we come back from this commercial break, and we love having you join us on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 104.3, 104.7, and 103.1 HD3. We're so glad to have you joining us here all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go to our phone lines and continue this conversation of how time remains in the bottle and how we can express ourselves and share those memories. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561 682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we wanted to pop in and encourage your calls at 866-972-7247 because we've got some messages for all of you, and we've got people all across the nation already on the line, and we'd love to talk to you. We've got calls in Chicago, New York, Florida, and we'd love to have a conversation with you because this is how we grow and we understand that we're never journeying alone. And we've got some important things coming up at the center this coming month. And beginning of April, we've got Calvin Cates at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. He's going to be at the center doing our crystal healing bed. And he's going to be with us on the 4th and the 5th of April for Crystal Healing Bed. So be sure to visit the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com, and there you can learn all about what Calvin has going on as far as his healing modalities and how he works with the crystals that are here from the John of God Healing Bed. And then we've got this fabulous class coming up, Everyday Rituals in Every Way, and that is all about you learning what you can do, simple steps that you can do to help yourself move forward in life. You need a few prayers or something you can do before you go into work if perhaps you've got a toxic work environment. Would you like to know some little things you can say or actions you can take that can generate and bring more money into your life? Well, we've got that and so much more in our Everyday Ritual class, and that is going to be for your spiritual connection, love, money, healing, and more on Tuesday, April 8th at 7:30 p.m. It's live at the center, and it is live online at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You can go to sarahspiritual.com, and there on Sarah Spiritual, you're going to learn all about the different sessions that I offer and all of the products that we have in center. We have quite a few of them online, and our center in West Palm Beach is on 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, and there we've got a metaphysical center filled with crystals, oils, mists, books, beautiful bracelets, herbs. We've got quite the arrangement of things to assist you on your spiritual journey. So I sure would love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And tonight, I'd love to talk to you. And I'd love to answer your questions at 866-972-7247. We're going to pop off, and then when we come back, we've got our friends on Facebook. Leave your comments in the feed under Sarah Spiritual and Sarah Spiritual on YouTube. And we're going to be coming back to our phone lines. When I first come back, I probably have to go see what's going on in Chicago. So I sure want to talk to you and hear what city you're from and what your question is for spirits. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to they don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart?
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so surely glad to have all of you here to help us journey tonight and put some time in a bottle. It's going to be a great connection for all of you. And we welcome your comments and your questions on Facebook and YouTube. And we have our callers all across the nation. I sure would love to talk to you. And we've got some fabulous experiences that are coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Besides our classes, we have Sharon Young, who's going to be at the Expedito Enlightenment Center this Saturday. She'll be doing Reiki healing sessions. So if you'd like to pop on into the center, please call the center at 561-682-0955 at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And perhaps you want to have a healing session with Reiki energy. We've got Sharon Young working at the center this Saturday, providing her beautiful gifts and her services. And then we're going to be launching our next apprentice program. We've been doing our apprentice program since 2013, and we are so happy to be launching this year's apprentice program. And it is going to be a very expansive, explorative, evolutionary experience that is going to be starting on April 24th, and we're going to be together for 6 weeks. So you're going to be putting all of our details up on our website tomorrow and sending out the messages all across our mailing lists for you to register and join this expansive class. So if you're not registered to Sarah Spiritual on our mailing list, go to sarahspiritual.com and subscribe to our newsletter. Well, we're going to go to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Charmat, and Charmat is in Chicago. Charmat, how are you?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you tonight. And what is your question for us?
Well, I was just trying to see what Spirit had for me because I just feel so lost in life, and I just need some guidance and direction.
So when I look at the energy, I've got to go back, if I may, and I have to go back to 2016 into 2017 This was a difficult time
Mhm.
for you, yes? It's been a
Yes,
tough run for you over these past few years. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And they also talked to me about feeling as if your hands have been tied for a long time, even including financially. Is that also true?
That is very true.
And there's also an idea or something that you were thinking about, a business or something you wanted to do, but I don't know that it really got Charmant off the ground. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. There is still a business for you, so don't give up on your dreams. I know that it's been a difficult time, and I also feel that you don't feel supported by the people who surround you, and that also makes it challenging because they tell me that you don't feel like people understand you and really understand your intentions because you do come from a really good place, but perhaps people aren't appreciating what you bring to the table. Is that also true?
That's true.
And I also see here, when I look at this journey for you, that this is a year of you stepping into expansion in your personal power. And by the time I take you to 2027, you're going to be living in a whole different reality, different experience. Things are going to be in a much better place for you. That doesn't mean we've got to wait till 2027. Don't jump to conclusions. It just means it's going to be a bit of a journey. I see a work offer. Is there an opportunity that you're looking into? Because I do see a work offer to promote, advance, get something new and different that is a different flavor of work for you. Is that something you're looking into at this time?
I've been looking into something, but I can't say if it was anything to do. It's kind of like my old job,
Okay, I
what I
see
used to do.
what you used to do, but I feel like it'll be slightly different than what you used to do when you try to go back. But I do see work coming for you, so I want you to know that. I also feel like
Okay.
your sleep is off, your rest is off, so you're tossing and you're turning. And when you're sleeping, I'm getting messages about your dreams. I feel like your dreams are kind of feeding you information. Is that also true? You kind of get little visions in your sleep?
Yeah, I get visions, but a lot of times because I've had insomnia since I was 12 and sleep apnea since I was 19. So it's like a lot of times I can't remember my dream because I wake up so many times and fall back to sleep.
Okay.
But I do have some vivid dreams.
You do have vivid dreams, and your spirit guides are working
Yeah.
with you during your dreams.
Okay.
So when I stand above you, Charmant, I see the energy of female energy, grandmother's energy. One of your grandmothers helped raise you, please?
No.
I have a woman who stands above you who's a grandmother. One of your grandmothers has passed?
Well, both of them passed.
Father's side of the family, were you close to her?
Yep. No, I never met her.
You never met her. So it must be your
No.
mother's mother. But I have a grandmother who
Yes.
makes me feel like she contributed to helping you. She made you feel loved, connected. She has a little bit more of a nurturing spirit with her than I feel that you've had in a long time. Does that make any sense to you?
Me and my grandmother, we wasn't like had issues, but we wasn't really that close.
Okay.
Only my mom, but not my grandma. We weren't really that close.
Well, grandma's energy is above you, and she's giving you nurturing energy. She's making me feel like she was close to you. So maybe from her perspective, she was. But I have a woman who's definitely on the other side. She is in the grandmother energy, and she is with you. So know that you're not alone.
Okay.
Did you have a
Okay.
relationship question as well? Because I feel like every area of your life has like a open wound, and we're bleeding.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's like you got shot up, and we got to like put you back together,
Right.
man.
Yeah. My relationship with my daughter, her mother tends to, I guess she don't want me and my daughter to really have a relationship, and she kind of use her against me because she know how much I care about my daughter.
Okay. Well, that does happen when people separate, right? Because a partner's angry and people don't feel as if they're being supported, and it just holds a lot of resentment and grudges here. But I will tell you that your daughter does love you, and you're not as separate from her as maybe your ex would like you to feel. And I want you to just trust the experience and know that your daughter knows that you love her. What is your daughter's birthday, please?
7/18/98.
Very soulful little girl here. She's got a strong spirit, and this year is really about finding her purpose this year. You know, she's pretty much an adult, so she can make her own decisions. So
Right.
just give her the encouragement and know that things are to turn around for you. As we come into the month of May, things should start to lighten up. This next month might be a little sticky for you, but just know that things are going to begin to turn around, and use this time to daydream about that business, Claremont, because this is the time for you to have a fabulous business and put that together for yourself and build the idea and eventually not have to rely on someone else to determine your worth and your income.
Right. Okay.
All right. Claremont, how did you hear about the show?
Through my wife. She's been calling in for years, off and on.
Well, you thank your wife for sharing that with me, and I greatly appreciate your joining us, and know that you're being supported. You're not alone. The angels and the guides are with you, and things are about ready to turn around for you. All right. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. Write those questions down on Facebook and send them in. Be sure to give us your questions on YouTube as well. We're going to go back to our phone lines. From Chicago, I got to go to New York, and I have in New York Sharon. Sharon, how are you tonight? Hi,
Hello.
Sharon. You're with us?
Hello?
Yes, Sharon.
Hi,
Good to
Sarah.
have you.
How are
Good.
you?
I am good.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I know it's been a rough road for you.
Yes, it has. It has. My question tonight is pretty much what the other guy said. I just want to know what the spirit has to say. It's like I was trying to see if I could, I was like trying to just, see if I could buy a home in the Poconos, and there's finances that's supposed to come in, but it's just not there. And so I'm just like totally, I don't know.
Well, this year represents a fresh start, a new beginning. I know that last year, coming into this year, was horrifically difficult for you. And when I look at this 2025, it is a good time for you to make a move. It is a good time for you to make transactions for your move, to buy a home. The money that's supposed to come in, it got blocked and delayed. Is that correct?
Well, they're still like waiting for the courts to approve the money. Then I I had I had also a case for myself, and I went today for like to do the mediation, and they to try to make a, what do you call it, like a like to to close the case or whatever, and then they refused to. So now I'm going to have to go to court concerning that. It was just like so dreadful.
Yeah, I see things being blocked and put off, but the other case, there is another case, right? That case just got interrupted, but I do feel there's money coming from something else. Okay, so your case may have been being pushed to trial, but that's all right. You can still come out ahead in that, probably even better. But I do see money coming to you before that case ever gets to trial, so there's something else coming for you. So, yes, you can make a move, and it's not going to be in the next few months, but it can be as we get closer to the end of the summer. That might be when we have some funds coming in, right? You have to be persistent in what you're trying to accomplish with your lawyer and everything, all right?
So concerning my spiritual life, my dating life, like I just, I know like when I spoke to you before, you told me like to take the trip, and I took a trip, but I just want to see like where things are going. Like besides, so you
Yes.
think I should, so like even like with the house that I'm trying to get, so I'm not going to get it now. It's not going to happen now, you're saying, right? Because
Correct.
I
I
saw this
don't.
beautiful house that I love, but you don't see.
Well, I don't feel like you're ready to make that move. I don't feel like everything's in order. We don't want to get halfway down the path and kind of get to the closing table and then things don't come together, right? So, yes, you found a
Right.
house, so you just ask the universe to hold it for you. They can do that. And,
Okay.
talk to the people associated with the original flow of money that we had before this case and see if we can get that wrapped up for the courts to settle that for you so that that can be done, because once that comes in, then you're good to go, right? And that can take a couple of months here, right? So let's see. Maybe you can put an offer in if you know when the money's coming, but we have to we have to have a little bit more concrete information on that. As far as your spiritual life, you're in a process of healing. You're healing loss, you're healing disappointments. There's quite a bit that is disrupting you. And it's really important that you take this time to be by yourself and really become clear as to where we go from here in this juncture of your life. And this juncture of your life is going to bring you new opportunities and fresh starts. And when I take you into 2026, that year is really going to bring you quite a bit of unity and partnership. And yes, there is love that comes for you. So you've been so preoccupied with taking care of everybody else, we haven't really pursued what would be best for your love. And so your love is coming for you as well. It's all a process. It's all has to unfold. We need to be patient and we need to be of grace and wait on God, because God will deliver to you exactly what you need in the perfect time. And we can't get impatient about it, right? If you feel that that house is designed for you, then you claim the house. If you feel that you're meant to have a partner and you want a partner, you claim a partner. And you have to sit and be still, and you have to trust that process. Your angels and your guides are telling me that you are continually talking to them, and there's a breath of prayer that comes from your lips almost all the time. Is that true?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So you're doing your
so true.
part. Now let God show up and deliver at the perfect moments, right? God doesn't come too soon, and God doesn't come too late. God comes just on time.
Yes. Time,
right?
yes.
All right, my dear.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome,
Thank
Sharon.
You. God bless.
God bless you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldie Station. I want to pull some questions from Facebook and YouTube, so we sure would love to talk to you. So be sure to put those questions in the feed, and we will chat with you. See if we have anything that we can pull up right now available for us. That would be so great. I can see some people having a conversation here in the chat, and we've got all of this energy going on here in our chat. Let's see, do we have any questions available for us here on our feed at this time? Oh, yes, we do. We've got Anne. Anne Swantek says, hey, here's my birthday. Do I have any message from Spirit? She says, because I'm seeing a lot of numbers, and these numbers are clues, and they're numbers from your angels. They're also numbers to get you to pay attention, because your mind is a little scattered, Anne. You've got a lot going on, and I feel like you're not feeling supported. And there's this energy of discontentment and a little bit of angst. So you're a little scattered and running all over the place. And they want you to focus. They were trying to draw your attention. Pay attention to this number. Look to when you see this number again. Look for when you see 444. Pay attention to when you see 222. It's time for you to make a change, 555. They're giving you clues, and they're also giving you numbers that are sequential. So you're seeing numbers that kind of come right after each other, like 123 or 456. So pay attention to when you see those numbers as well, because that is their way of telling you things are going to come in order in the perfect time. They are supporting you, and they do know that you are most certainly missing people on the other side. And some of these numbers are letting you know that your loved ones on the other side and are with you. Thank you, Anne, for your Facebook question. If you'd like to give a question in Facebook and YouTube, go to the Sarah Spiritual page on Facebook or on YouTube. We would love to answer your question. And when we come back, we will be answering more questions from Facebook. So be sure to join the conversation and share the page. We've got callers all across the nation at 866-972-7247. For this minute, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, you will be listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I will be getting messages from Spirit to answer your questions at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In the room before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Did you call me with your song? Because you know
Every soul has its story, and it's always playing a different theater. So we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we're welcoming your phone calls. I've got to go to Magdalena, and Magdalena is in Palm Bay, Florida. Magdalena, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sister Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. Time to get things in order and balance. Are you feeling a little out of sorts and out of sync with things that you're trying to accomplish? This year is meant to put things in better order and rhythm for you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. It's also a time for you to really step into the energy of surrender. They tell me you try to make things happen, try to control outcomes. You get a little stuck on how you want it to be. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well,
oh my God.
Please surrender to the universe. The universe is trying to get you better outcomes, and you're still trying to jam that round peg in the square hole. What is up with that?
It's not my fault. It's like the last time I spoke to you was 2015.
Okay.
I had an operation. I died. I came back, and my mind is like all over the place. It's like I lost like my short-term memories.
Ah.
So my long-term memory, I remember, but it's a lot of short-term stuff that I can't remember. And I don't know, maybe because of that,
Yeah,
my mind is just angry and frustrated and stuff like that. And this is why it's happening.
Yeah, and it's important for you to try to control what you think you can, right? Because you don't know how you're going to be able to make anything work for you, right? So you're not sure. And when you felt like you had that moment and you coded for someone who has, had that moment, did you get to see your guides and your angels? Did you see anyone on the other side?
No, I don't remember nothing.
Okay.
I went to sleep and I woke up. I thought everything was fine, and it wasn't until 3 weeks later. So it's like,
wow.
I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing.
Well, I'm sure if you died and they brought you back, that your guides and your angels have a great purpose for you to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally believe that.
Because you've always done so much for other people, and perhaps now it's time for people to do for you.
Yes. Yes.
So, Magdalena, what is your question?
Well, my question that I wanted to ask you was, how was 2025 going to be, and about my love life and my daughter?
Your daughter. What is your daughter's birthday?
3/23/04, which her birthday is Sunday.
Yes, it's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And here's somebody that you had taken under your wing and really loved to pieces, my guides tell me, yes?
Yes, that's my only child.
Mm-hmm.
I love her to death.
This is a great year for her to grow, and emotionally there's a lot of growth coming for her, and I see a lot of expansion for her this year in her school, so in her trade, in her school. Is she looking to study something new to help her for her future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Engineering.
Yeah.
She's doing very well at that.
Yeah. Very, very important year for that. She's going to grow a lot in this year and make a tremendous difference for herself. Your love life, what's the question? Because that's looking a little like, what's going on there? Like I look and I the void you were in when you were like in between the worlds of like, I'm not quite passed out and dead, but I'm not on earth either. That little void, that's kind of what your love life's looking like. So, do I say that this year is a love life year for you? I can't really say that. I feel like this year is really still more about you getting yourself in rhythm, you getting yourself in order, making sure your daughter's okay. And then when we move you into 2026, that's when we turn your love light on, and that's when things start happening, right? I still feel like you're healing, you've got things to catch up on, things to handle, and we really need it to work for you. So we want to attract just the right partner. And your daughter will be further along in her studies, and she's your focus, she's the love of your life. So that's what we have to work on.
Yes. Yes.
All right, my dear.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad you were able to connect with me, and that you chose to still hang out with all of us here on Earth. And we wish you the very best. And we know that this year is going to bring you a lot more sanity than some of the other years have.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Magdalena, for remembering me.
Thank
I
you.
greatly appreciate that, you see. So your memory's not
Yes.
quite all gone because, look, you remembered to call Sarah Spiritual. So
I
glad to
remember.
have you here. All right. Thank you so much.
Love.
All
You
right.
have
Bye
a blessed
for now.
Day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. See, just when you think you've got stuff going on and you've got problems, never know what someone's going through. So we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Lorna. And Lorna is in Deerfield, Florida. Lorna, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in here, and thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Lorna. Good to connect to you. And you know, Lorna, this is a year of financial opportunities. I really feel like there's financial matters that you have to handle. Are you thinking of doing a financial transaction this year? Because it would be a good year for you to do that.
Okay.
Good year for finances. That means money's coming in. Money's going to be beneficial for you, Lorna. It's going to be a good time for you financially. So look for that to increase and make things easier for you. Lorna, what is your burning question for me here tonight?
I have 3 questions for you, if you don't mind. I want to find out, will I be able to get a house or a home this year?
Well, that's the perfect financial transaction we're supposed to be doing, honey. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. It is the perfect year to buy a house. And the closer we get to your birthday, the better it is for you to make that transaction. And the window of time that they give me is June of 2025 to June of 2026. That's your window to buy your house.
Okay.
All right. Your next question.
Now, how about my health? I have some issues, so I want to know if that will be the same as it is now, or will there be any other issues to come?
Well, I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose.
No.
But are you running some blood work, blood tests? So we monitoring our blood, please.
Yes, I am.
Okay. It's really important that you do. I feel like you've been working on that, and that's going to be better for you. I'm also seeing disturbance in the stomach area. Are we having some stomach issues as well, please, Lorna?
No, not stomach.
Okay, stomach.
On my neck, on the side of my neck.
Okay, but I'm telling you that your stomach has an imbalance in it, okay? So maybe you don't feel it. It's like I say things to people sometimes and they're like, no, and then 3 weeks later something pops up, or they realize that they have indigestion, or maybe they have an imbalance in their stomach, or maybe their stomach gets sick for a few weeks, right? So it's just what I see, right? I'm not making these things happen. I just feel like your stomach is in a bit of a distress there. So if you have a pain in your neck, that is it has to do with vertebrae. Yes, your vertebrae.
No, it's supposed to be, like your carotid arteries by the side of your ear. I'm seeing a cardiologist for that. So,
Okay.
but I have to do blood work before I could do a real actual test at the hospital.
Okay.
So my blood work has to be done first.
Right.
And then will that be okay though? I'm just getting scared because I used to be a nurse, and knowing a little bit is better than, not knowing at all is better. But it's scary me.
Yeah. I understand. So we see the blood work, and I do feel like once you get your blood work done, that's going to be important. So
Yes.
I don't see it being critical. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like they do still have to follow through in this. Okay. But your neck feels like it hurts to me, so I feel like we can't quite move the neck. So it made me feel like your vertebrae and your discs were out of alignment there in the back of the neck. So
I don't know, but I had to do my blood work and then follow up with the cardiologist. So
correct. So we'll see when you get your images. Yes, Lorna, we normally don't answer lots of questions. So what is your final question?
Okay, my sister passed with COVID a few years ago.
2022?
I think so. And she died in Canada. She got the COVID. She passed it in the ICU at the Toronto hospital.
Yes.
But the question is, I wasn't able to talk to her.
Yeah.
And is she okay? I think of her every single night, and I pray for her every single night.
Yes,
is she
pray
okay?
for her.
And
they had her on a vent.
Okay?
She was on a ventilator, Lorna, please.
Yes, she did.
So she makes me feel as if for her that was what she didn't want to be on a ventilator. That is not what she wanted. So she makes me feel as if she feels much freer now and she's at peace. She is all right. She's in the light. Of course, this came on sudden. She died before her time. Of course, it's according to God's time, but to her in her lifespan, she wasn't expecting to go that young. So it really threw her, and I know it threw the family. But she shows me that she is fine, and she will hear you when you speak to her. So continue to speak to her, continue to pray for her, continue to give her light, and honor her. Is there a connection with you and Mother Durga, please?
Mother who?
Mother Durga. Do you know who that is?
No. Who's that?
There's a Hindu deity that is connected to you, Lorna. That is a strong protector for you. You have a guide that is a protector to you, but it's a Hindu guide.
Okay.
So,
well, I pray to every god, not necessarily by a name. I just pray to anybody that's listening to me.
Okay. Well, this is a deity that is very strong in the Hindu faith, and Mother Durga is with you, protecting you, much like a lioness will protect her child. Lorna, for this moment, we are complete. I do have to pop off to commercial. I do hope that I have been of service to you. I greatly appreciate you calling. And how did you hear about the show?
To the radio station I was on. Is it 96.5?
96.9, yes. Yes.
Yes, that's the one. And I normally don't listen to this, but on my way home from work, I decided to turn on the TV. How long do you think I'll be working?
Well, we have answered your questions for today, but we do hope that you listen to the show every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m., and then you can always call back another time, and we'll pick up our conversation. All right? Thank you so much. You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We've got to take a commercial break. Stay with us. When we come back, we got calls all across the nation. And when we come back, we have to go to Oregon. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
The characters they change
872-7247. And we are going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Oregon. I've got Kathy on the line. Kathy, how are you tonight? Hi, Kathy. Are you with us? We're looking for Kathy in Oregon. All right. Do we have Kathy? So perhaps Kathy's got herself still on mute, which is a bummer because we are real excited to talk to Kathy in Oregon, but we're going to have to pop off of that. And I've got to go to Andrea. Andrea is in West Palm Beach. Andrea, how are you tonight? Good to have you joining us, Andrea. Are you with us? Do we have Andrea on the line? I don't know what we hear. Andrea, are you there? Andrea, are you with us? All right, maybe Andrea fell asleep during the show, so let's try another caller. We're going to go to Connecticut while we figure out where everybody else is. Excuse me, we're going to Amanda in Connecticut. Amanda, how are you? Do we have Amanda here?
Oh my gosh.
Who do we have here on the line, please? Kathy from Oregon? Andrea? Who do we have?
Sarah?
Yes.
I think they need to unmute. Sarah?
Yes, we're here.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. It's Andrea.
Okay. Well, you have to unmute. We're on live radio. Everyone hears us.
Oh. Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you, I know you said in 25 I would know more of what's going on after the new year, and just want to see what your guides and angels have.
Is there a specific,
can tell me what, you know.
Is there a specific question, Andrea? Because with all the back and forth with the phone lines, it kind of rattles me when I kind of have to jump around. So,
sure.
So what is the question for yourself?
As far as moving, where I'm going to live, where I'm going to settle, any information on that?
We're looking to stay in the state of Florida?
Yes, I think so, like in the next year or so.
Yeah. Northern Florida is kind of how I feel. I'm not sure about the West Coast. I think you might have considered that, but I kind of feel like we're going to go up. I don't know all the cities up there, but not as far as St. Augustine, somewhere before then. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if that's Palm City, Palm Bay, somewhere in that area. I feel like that would be a nice spot for you. I feel like it's going to be beneficial for you. It's going to help you, but also keep you free. In other words, be busy, but also be free to be relaxed. Feel like there's a level of you that needs to be relaxed. And this year, when we hit your birthday, we are on a whole new attitude, a whole new beginning, fresh start. So we'd really love for you to get as many things planned as possible. We really would love for you to get as many things planned as possible that are important to you to start your year. When I look at the year ahead of you, opportunities, financial increase. Don't see your move right away, so I know that's going to be further in the year, perhaps next year. So I don't see that in these next few months. I just don't feel like we're ready for that. And I also see financial business opportunities coming for you.
Okay. Any type of work you see that I'll be doing?
Well, you have to be heard. You have to speak. You have to create. You have to be a spokesperson, a leader. these are the areas that you shine. Is there something in particular that you're looking to create for yourself?
Okay. I just need to figure that one out.
Well, you want to sit and be still with that, right? Let me take you back in time. Let's go back to, because that spirit can't give us all the answers because we have to have self-discovery. Like, I wasn't told that this was the path I was going to end up on, and then I ended up here, right? Even when I asked my spiritual teacher specifically, do you think I'll do what you do? He was like focused on the fact that I was doing what I was doing at my job and my corporate role and what my next goal was. And so he kind of parroted back what I had said I wanted, because it couldn't have been told to me then, because I wouldn't have even imagined how that was possible. Right? So the universe has to have you make a choice, be still in the energy, and kind of have your own revelation. And then suddenly the doors open. And it's like, dun, dun, dun. It's all there for you.
Okay.
So it'll be there for you, Andrea. But when I take you back to, I really want to go back to 2017, 16 into 17. Were you going through some changes in your life at that time? Was there a move or a change with people around you at that time, please?
Yeah, there was a move.
Yeah, okay. So we're closing out that chapter, and now that's what's going to prompt you to make a move again, right? You've lived the timeline according to Spirit, so thank you for that confirmation. You lived the timeline that was there for you, and now you're meant to move forward.
Okay.
So you'll make the move when it's the perfect time.
Okay. And anyone that's passed on?
We're getting ready to go to commercial. Yeah, I don't have time to pull that down for you at this time. But I'm glad we were able to catch you on the line. And we look forward to speaking with you again. Bye for now.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. We'll see if we can get to Oregon when we come back from this commercial break. Hopefully we have Kathy on the line when we come back from this commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we are answering your questions. And we're talking to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Let's tell them to please put your questions in Facebook and YouTube. We're going to get to you in just a minute. But I really want to see if I can get to Oregon. I've been trying to get to Oregon for a really long time. So let's see if we can connect with Kathy from Oregon. Kathy, how are you? Are you with us? All right. Kathy, are you there? All right. Looks like we do not have Kathy. So we're going to go to our friends on Facebook and YouTube before we go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Really wanted to talk to Kathy tonight, but Spirit had a message for her. And unfortunately, she is not on the line. So we have to go to our Facebook friends and our YouTube friends. Let's pull a question from Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who we have here. We have Lois. What is the timeline for me to truly work on my book? And is it all possible for me to still do photography while I'm writing? You know, Lois, that's a great question. It is possible. I feel like your writing is going to come in spurts, just like your photography kind of comes in these moments of time where you're committed to do projects, but also these moments of time where nature and beauty just grab your attention, or a pose or a particular lighting on a person's face, and then you just pull out your camera. So the timeline for you to get ready and working on your book based on where you are, this is your creative time. So when I take you to the month of July, get cracking. And I really feel that by February of 2026, you could have your book done. And that includes being able to take some photographs and enjoying your photography and also sharing your beauty with the world. So Lois, go ahead, write that book. July seems like a good time to get that moving. And you'll have it done in about 7-8 months from then. Thank you so much, Lois Spatz, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. We have Monica, and Monica says, down with things, look up for me. So I guess things are feeling kind of down, and she wants to know, when are things going to be coming up for her? Well, I have to tell you that these past 2 years have been trying for you, and I feel like they have weighed you down, if we can look at those words for you. And I feel as if you've been standing alone, kind of left holding the bag, totally unsupported, and not feeling like people are there to assist you in the journey. So I feel like you're walking the path alone. Things start to look up for you, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a slow turn here in this 2025 time. And I really feel things start to look up for you closer to the end of June. So you're going to have to hang in there a little bit longer. And then I feel like new opportunities present themselves. You feel more supported. And then life begins to move in a direction that is a strong foundation for you. I also see here, Monica, that you're going to be in a different set of location. There's something with a person. So there's a lot of changes coming for you. With your change, we've got to wait till June. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we've got to go to Connecticut. I've got Amanda on the line. Let's see if we have Amanda here. Amanda, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And are you ready to make some changes, Amanda?
Yes, exactly why I'm calling you, for some guidance.
Yes, and these changes are really kind of full circle. I mean, they have to do with work. They have to do with people around you and relationships. So you've really got to take a good look at everything and see what's working, what's not working for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, I was actually calling you about work because I did go back to work. They welcomed me with open arms. I found out there was some higher positions open. I applied, took the test and everything again that I retook from last year. I passed it, and the position, strangely enough, was filled again, and I never got an interview. Work is making me, my counselor's determined, like emotionally, mentally, physically sick. I've already gotten sick. I'm just not sure what more to do, and it's just now stuck. Do I stay in the job? I have to talk to my grandson.
No, you do not stay in the job. You do not stay in the job. You stay until you find another job, but they're not appreciating the work you do. They're not honoring you. And so now you need to look for another job that meets your work timeline, what's best for you, for your family life. And I feel like there are people who have it out for you, have it against you. They don't want to see you. They're blocking your promotion, right? You jumped through hoops, you studied, you took the test, you meet the criteria, but they're holding it against you that you don't do the way they want. They're not giving you any critiquing. They're not giving you any guidance to make you better so that you can get promoted. They're just letting you flounder. And that's not really a environment that's conducive for you to breed success, for you to feel comfortable. You know, a lot of times when we go to work, our work family is an important part of our lives because we spend a good part of our hours there. And so I don't feel like you're supported. And I feel like I'm going to use a really crazy storyline. I just feel like there's like a lot of jealousy. Like I feel like people are jealous and they don't want to see you get ahead. And that's an unfortunate thing, but that's where you're at this moment. So look for new work. Don't tell anybody, nobody, not even your partner. Don't tell anyone you're looking for new work. Look for new work. Get an interview, get a job, and then you decide you're going to leave where you are. I don't feel like they're honoring you for your talents.
Management without a title, pretty much, as soon as I went back all over again.
Correct, but we know that already, right? We know that they're not going to give you, they're going to work you, but they don't want to compensate you. That's not how we go to work. We go to work to get compensated for what we do the way we do it.
Right. Okay. I'm glad I'm not losing my mind. And you said exactly everything that I was going to ask you and explain.
It's important. It's important that you make these changes because this year is all about revamping you so that 2026 we have a clean slate, a new playing field, a good opportunity to move yourself in the direction of creating life-changing activities that bring joy, happiness, harmony, abundance, and a good work-life balance so that you can be a good mother. So there's so much at stake here. We're not going to waste it for a company that doesn't appreciate what you bring to the table.
Right. That's exactly what I've been saying. Yeah. You took the words out of my mouth.
Good, my dear. So it's a powerful time for change, and I want you to get ready for that. All right, Amanda? Thank you so much for your call. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Phil.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. I'd like to go to Deborah in Fort Lauderdale. Deborah, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well, Deborah. Good to make this connection with you. How did you hear about the show? Is this your first time calling?
Yeah, first time. It's amazing, the story, because my husband was fixing some stuff in the house, and he moved an old radio that he gave to my father-in-law.
Oh.
And suddenly he left my bedroom, and the radio starts. I'm start listening to you. I'm like, I ask him, what did you do? Why you put that program? Like, so it's funny because my that radio was for my father-in-law, and my father-in-law passed away almost 2 years ago, this March 29. And after he passed, we've been seeing the number 414 every time. Like, you don't understand how many times we see the number 414. It's like 1,000 times. So we feel that it's a message from him.
It is a message from him. Absolutely. That he is with you, that he's at peace, that he's in your hearts, and he feels you thinking about him. He also, when he passed, I know that he was older when he passed, but still I feel like he still passed before his time. Does that make sense to you? I feel like he still had some life left in him, but all of a sudden his light went out just like that. Is that true?
Yes.
Very much in the energy.
House,
yes.
And it was very quickly. It was because of heart problems, and he passed like in 2 months.
Yes, if you were to see my paper here that I scribble on, I just finished drawing. I'm showing the people here on air on Facebook. You could say I just finished drawing a heart. So this heart here is what I was drawing when I was connecting to his energy, and they make me feel like there was a problem with his heart, right? But he still went quickly. A lot of times people have problems with the heart and they don't go so quickly, but he went quickly and before his time. I mean, we know it's in God's time, so we're most certainly not questioning God's timing, but he really felt he had a few more years left. Everyone expected him to have a few more years, long before the heart issue. He was relatively healthy. He shouldn't have had that happen. Yeah. He did, and it took everyone by surprise. And he's greatly appreciative of you and what you had done for him, because you truly treated him as if you were his own daughter. Does that make sense to you? Because he considered you. He considered you like his daughter.
Say that I was his daughter. Yeah, it's true.
That's what he says. Okay, he is saying that to me. So it's very important that you just know that he sends you both much love. Deborah, are there two children connected to you? He's talking to me about the number 2, and I don't know, is there 2 people in your family, his family? 2.
I see Gabriel. My father-in-law name was Gabriel. We put his name, I see Gabriel, to my second child, my second son.
There you go.
I know he was his favorite because he has his name.
Yeah, so he's giving me the number 2. So I guess he's talking about your children or the number 2 child, right? So he's there for you, all right?
And I feel so bad because he passed right before I gave birth to my third child, my daughter, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, like, I wish he could meet her because he will be so happy to meet my baby.
But you can almost see him in her eyes, Deborah. He's there in her eyes. You can see him. He's with you.
In her eyes.
In her eyes. He cleared the way
Yeah.
for her to come into the earth. You know, everyone makes room for another to come, and it's the cycle of life. So he made room for her. And he can see you through her eyes. He's with you. And just know that. And that he is at peace.
Okay.
He's at peace.
And
is there like a meat pastry or something that he loved or something? What is he talking about, please?
A pastry?
That was made with meat or something. What is he talking about?
Oh, the soup. Beef soup?
Okay, beef soup.
Beef.
Borscht. Maybe it's borscht?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just, I don't know. It looks like some kind of meat filling, and I don't know if it's in something, but that's what he's showing me. So whatever his favorite dish is, he's most certainly transmitting that and giving us that information for you.
Mm-hmm. So he's good, right?
He's at peace. He's at peace. You know, and I'm very sure he made that radio turn on. So this is my favorite part of doing this show, We've been doing this here on radio for, I don't know how many shows it is. Somebody has to let me know. But 750 something, I don't know. But we've been on air since 2009. And we've been giving messages to people all this time. And so interesting that your father-in-law is so connected that he was able to get the station to be just right so you could catch me talking and have it catch your attention and your spirit inside call you to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah. And actually, when I told my husband why you left the radio on the bedroom, and he said, no, I tried to turn on that radio for a long time, and it was not working.
Yeah.
I don't know how it turned on. So,
well, your father-in-law's got power, honey. That's all I can tell you. And so, but thank you so much for your call. I hope you remember this station. We are heard on many stations on the oldies station, but you can Google sarahspiritual.com. I actually have a center in West Palm Beach. You can always take a ride up and meet me at my center in West Palm, and I think that would be wonderful. All right?
Yeah. Is he watching over us? Is he watching us?
Of course. If he's talking to me, honey, he's watching over you because I'm not related to him, but he's watching over you. Don't worry. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys.
Okay,
I appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank
Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. If you'd like to pop in for your personal reading, go to sarahspiritual.com, and there you can register for an in-person or an online session via phone or via a video conference, or come to West Palm Beach if you're not local. I'd love to sit across from you and have a connection. I was fortunate enough to talk to somebody who was just here visiting, and I got to catch her before she went back up north for her return home. So I love talking to people who are here in town for a period of time. And of course, those of us that are hanging out here, we're all hanging out in the fun, sun, Florida energy. So we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we'll come back to the phone lines, and we will go back to our Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation and welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And we've got Neri, and Neri is in Fort Lauderdale. Neri, how are you tonight?
Yes, hello?
Hi, Neri. Good to have you here joining us.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Good to make this connection again.
Yes.
This is a powerful year for you, Neri. There's a powerful year for you to step into your essence of who you've come to be. It is a powerful year for you to have healthy boundaries. You know, your guides and angels want you to pay attention to who you let in your circle and who you keep out, because you want to pay attention to who's really supporting you and is really in your energy for the right reasons. Neri, what is your question for me tonight?
About my twin brother, my twin relative.
And what is the question?
If he can make a connection with him.
Okay, let me take a look.
I need some insight on twin.
Say that again. I couldn't quite hear you.
I need some insight on my twin.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not making a connection at this minute, so we'll continue to talk. We'll give him a little time to come through here. It makes me feel like there was something unexpected, unusual that happened with your twin. Is that correct? It's like something we weren't expecting. Makes me feel as if it's almost like a mystery. Is that true?
Yes, like we were separated at birth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. In your country, is that correct?
Yes.
Right? We were not in America at that time, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Since we were infants.
Mm-hmm. I know. And I see here that there was another family, not your family member, but another family that took your son, your brother, I'm sorry, your twin brother, and made them their son. They were like from another part of the island. Where are you from?
Haiti.
Okay.
Haiti, Haiti.
Yeah, Haiti. Yep. So they were from another part of the island, and they took him and they raised him as their own.
Okay.
But your family never talked about it either. Is that also true?
Yeah, they kept it from me for years and years.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
I'm not making I'm getting this from my guides. I'm not making a straight connection with him, so I'm not sure if he's alive.
Okay.
Because your energy is so removed from him, we don't have a birthday for me to access him, so I'm getting the information from my guides as to what the storyline was
I have one,
at
man.
that time. Mm-hmm.
I have one. I have a birth date that you can use.
Okay, what is the birthday?
5/15/83.
So you both have the same birthday?
Birth date. Twin Taurus, 5/15/83, 1983.
Okay. All right.
May 15th,
Got it.
1983.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
From this energy, I do feel that he is alive.
Okay. And another family or?
Another family, another life. I don't even know if he even knows you exist.
Wow. My goodness.
But Neri, everyone has their soul journey, and the two of you were most likely not meant to actually physically be together in this lifetime, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know that he ever left Haiti either, so I feel like he's probably still in Haiti.
Okay.
All right.
But I have to go there to reconnect with him, right?
If you can figure out from some family members what the back end story is, yes, of course.
Okay.
But this year is a year to step in your power, so just trust and pray that God will reunite the two of you together if it is for your best and highest good.
Okay, I hope so too. And I'm looking forward to this year too.
Good. It's going to be a good year. It is your year of power. It is your year to advance for work and career. I mean, it's really a year for you to step into who you've come to be. I mean, it is probably energetically one of the most powerful years we can utilize in the cycle of your life to make all the changes that you've been wanting to make, because I know you've been feeling stuck for a while. Is that true?
Yes. Okay. For a long time.
Yeah. It's
I
time
need
to make
remove this blockage that keeps
I know.
Obstacles and things.
But also when we give it a lot of power, then we begin to block ourselves just by the thought of it. So I'm not saying you act as if it doesn't exist, but I am saying that you need to just trust that the universe is going to protect you and deliver you from these afflictions that seem to be coming your way. All right, Neri, pleasure talking to you again. We greatly appreciate this, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the year to come.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the show. 866-972-7247. We're going to go to Davie, Florida. I've got Kara on the line. Kara, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening. You're cruising down the highway, yes?
I am. I'm about to get to the destination of the beautiful woman who's like a second mother to me, who actually sent me to Slink and said, you have to call her. But I actually am not sure if I'm supposed to ask you a question or just sit with you and have you tell me something. I realize that's like heart-led, but I don't even know the the parameters. So
yeah, the parameters, the protocol, and no two calls are ever the same. But
yeah.
I will tell
Right.
you that, this has been a very, the word they give me is transitional time, evolutionary time. When I go back to 2022 into 2023, I feel like you were going through a lot of changes and you're kind of coming out of that. Is that true?
Mhm.
Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
And I don't live here, and I've come back home for the first time in a long time, back to like my origin, my Mother Earth, and so I'm really at like a roots kind of journey for a few
Yes.
days here. So doing some really deep revisiting and deep work right now. So
And a lot of healing, right? A lot of healing. Because when I
Absolutely.
take you back to the
Absolutely.
age of 7, when you were growing up, I feel like you weren't feeling like you were supported and seen, and there's a lot of emptiness around that time. And so one of the works that I do is called soul integration. Soul integration is when we go back in time, Kara, and we talk to your little girl who doesn't feel good enough, worthy, and feels abandoned. And that little girl, we integrate her and we bring her into the future by the help of 12 archangels. That's something, if you get a chance to look at sarahspiritual.com, go to my website and read that session, you'll find that will be most advantageous for you to do a lot of healing work, because there are fragments of you stuck in the past like orphans, and they've been rattling your cages for a while. And just when you think things are about to move forward and you're going to go and accomplish what you set out to, and you're a very determined woman, we know that, but just when you think things are going to line up for you, something snafus you and catches you by surprise. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, we're always being surprised. You're spot on with the childhood thing, which not only a lot of people have that, but literally those words were spoken today as I visited with my father and my stepsister, and like I said, some big re-healings and revisitings of those actual words of not being seen were literally uttered like 2 hours ago. They were. So, I mean, that's wild. I feel completely grateful and blessed every single day of my life, every single day. I open my eyes and I'm in a really kind of just a heart space of gratitude. So I trust that everything, and the path is the path.
Correct. Everything works out for you.
Absolutely. The path is the path, and a really beautiful Sufi master and singer for like Dances of Peace that I spend time with has a beautiful song she sings called "You Don't Have to Know the Way Knows the Way," and that kind of sums it up. But thank you for talking
You're welcome.
to me
Did
and
you
giving
have
me
a
that
question?
insight,
You're welcome. Did you have a specific question for us?
Let's see. I guess I could ask a specific question for you,
Yes,
and
go
that
ahead.
is just, I don't so much concern myself with my journey forward. I just always want to be love and have God, use my vessel in the utmost. So how do I continue to show up in the world being that way, but also having enough abundance and openness for fullness, so that I can be like the big protective apple tree for my children and my family and my village, and to be that protector and that provider. How do I keep doing that? Because I know that's my destiny. It to
is
be
your
that
destiny.
Big, shading, abundant, rich apple tree. Yeah.
But it is your destiny to have a message conveyed, to write it, to speak it, to move forward. You are a way shower, a keeper of the light. This is your path. This is why you didn't always have it easy, because growing up, because you just weren't like the others. What in this picture doesn't belong? At times it felt like you, right? That used to be a book where you'd have to look at a picture and say what didn't belong. But sometimes you were in that person who didn't belong, because you have to stand out away from the crowd so that you can cast your light, so that you can shine the light in the darkness that others go through. And that's why you had to navigate yours. There a son connected to you, please? Who's your son?
Just children. I'm sorry, just daughters. I had a stepson for a few years in a marriage, but just daughters.
Okay. Did you mentor your stepson? Were you influential in the stepson? Because they're talking to me about what
I was a loving figure, but not in a really deep way. I don't think. It's so strange. I tend to be kind of like a girl's mother and not necessarily a boy's mother.
Interesting.
I'll think on that. I'll
you
sit
think
with
on that,
yeah.
meditate on that. So that would be important for you.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Is there a thought and an idea that you wanted to write a book about your feminine energy, your feminine power, your goddess energy? Is there a thought of that? Because the reason I say that, and I will continue for a minute, because it may not be revealed to you yet, is that you have the energy of Mary Magdalene around you. Mary Magdalene is helping you with your feminine power, keeping your goddess energy, and I feel like she's messaging through you, and you may not have something to write down or speak about, but I have a feeling she's going to open you up to do that. Are you familiar with Mary Magdalene?
I am, and I had the opportunity to meet Clarissa Pincola Estes of Women Who Runs with Wolves, and she looked at me and said that I had many, many books in me, and that I was meant to share a message. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, no, but it's the truth. It's what's written. It's written in the stars already, honey. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing. I ended up in a place where I didn't think I would end up. Couldn't even imagine how I would have gotten here. And this is where you're meant to be as well. You will. Well, we appreciate your calling. We are so glad that you got that message and the link, and thank who has shared that with you. And we do hope you stay in touch and continue to follow the show, whether you're here local or out of state. We have people following the show all across the country, actually all across the world. So thank you, Kara, for calling in. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll talk to you, our friends on Facebook, and we'll tell you some more things we've got coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. So glad to have you here, and most certainly looking forward to celebrating with all of you as we put our foot upon the path of spring. So it's time to spring into spring, and this is a beautiful time for all of us because we've already had our time change. How did everybody make out with that time change? Just that springing ahead can definitely lose an hour and kind of send us all into a little bit of a fog. But now that we're all settling in, spring is coming regardless of where you are around the country. We do hope that the weather begins to warm and give you that sense of spring and that the flowers begin to bloom. You know, here in South Florida, we take for granted that we have good weather most of the time. So we really don't have too many days that are not like spring or summer. So we are often very thrilled if we have that one cool day that pops up, because we could actually feel like we had like a winter day for a day, but not that chilly at all. But we know that somewhere else in the country you might be still suffering from some chills. So we hope that that beautiful spring energy comes in and brings invigorating energy to you, because this is the time for you to get your spring cleaning done. There's a reason for that. Spring cleaning is about clearing out a lot of the old energy and making way for new growth, and clearing out the bed of life so that we can have new opportunities come for us. So take a look at what's kind of clogging your path, what's not letting you move forward, what is interrupting your flow, and begin to make some changes. Even if it's just a little bit every day, or when you have a minute, there's something that you didn't get to for a while. Take the time to get to it, clean it up, move some things around. This is a great time to move the furniture and set a new look in your home. It's a great time to open up the windows. It's a great time to get some sage and sage your house, and use that sage to clear out old energies, stale energies, and bless your house, and take out any density that's built up, any bad vibrations, any bad feelings, any negative thoughts or patterns. We use the sage or other incenses such as copal or esterake. These are resins that you burn on charcoal to clear out the energy. So it's important that you do that in the springtime. We're going to visit with our friends on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're just joining us, know that we're here every Wednesday night at 6:30, and we hang out with all of you to 9 p.m. answering your questions. And I think they put up for me before it was 756 live shows, something like that. So 761. See, I'm losing track of so many shows. 761 live shows hanging out with all of you. And before you know it, we're going to be counting up in just a couple of months to our 16-year anniversary. I said to my producer, what are we going to do? We've got to do something big to celebrate 16 years, I think. So we'll have to have a big soiree party here and celebrate with all of you. So be looking for that. If you'd like to learn more about my work, you can go to sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find out all the sessions I have, and some of my products are listed on my website, sarahspiritual.com. And you can visit us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. We've got a fabulous metaphysical shop, and that's where you find all your crystals and your oils and your books and your tarot decks and your oracle cards and your Buddhas and your fairies and your statues for angels. We've got quite an array there. So pop on into the Expedito Enlightenment Center in Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. So let's pull a question from Facebook and YouTube before we wind out the show. Let's see who's going to be our lucky person on Facebook or YouTube so that we can close out the show with their question. Let's see what they want to pull from our producers here. Who's got a question for us? Lee Smith. I would like to know if I'll find and meet my half-brother anytime soon. A lot of people kind of looking for family members here. Interestingly enough, and it's funny, she said, please don't mention that you were just talking to me, but I can't help myself. I was just talking to someone before I came into the show, and we were talking about, where things are coming up for people, where your planets are and how they bring up old emotions and old feelings. And here we are. We have a lot of people looking for family members, thinking about past family members, and will we be reunited anytime soon? When I look at your birthday, I will tell you that this 2025 into 2026, Lee Smith, is a better time than at this point of it. So I would say coming into 2026, you will have that reuniting with your half-brother, and that seems soon enough from what I see. It's a very important time for you to be with family and friends, Lee Smith, so I want you to hold that vision, and you will get to be connected to your half-brother very soon. So thank you so much for that question.
And thank you, everyone, for listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We greatly appreciate your support. Hanging out with us since 2009 has been quite the experience for all of us. And we want to thank everyone who's been of service to us, helping this show come together. You know, we have a lot of people who work behind the scenes, answering the phones and managing our Facebook and producing the show. So know that this is most certainly not just me. It's the whole entire universe giving me messages, helping you navigate your life. And I've got a team of people behind me holding me up to make sure that all I have to do is focus on assisting you on the journey. We thank you so much. Get ready for spring and spring into action. It's time to take action and enjoy life and know that you must live in the moment of now, because that is all that we can do, is focus on now, because now creates tomorrow. The past is the past. We have to let it go. It no longer has power on this moment of now. And in the moment of now, what you think about, what you focus on, what you say, and what you do is not only giving you the input and the actions of this moment, but it's also creating your tomorrow. So watch your words, watch your actions, spring ahead, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night right here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Good night, God bless you, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored